Hello and welcome to the Africa office hours without the host. Cobus was supposed to, well, your local friendly developer advocate, Cobus Bernard, is supposed to be here, but for some reason he's been delayed. So I am actually going to kick this off just to confuse you and him. Or maybe I'm Cobus, you never know. So welcome to the Thursday edition, actually reInvent edition of the AWS Africa office hours. My name is Darko Mesaros, and today, we are here, or well, actually, I am here to answer your questions and what? No, what? I think Cobus is already trying to stream. Cobus, no, 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 no. You are doing the wrong one. Wait. Um, okay. Let's see how this works. I think Cobus is trying to join a different one, different stream, but okay. Let's give it a moment. I'm not sure if this is going live. We are live. We are live on all the things. Yeah, give us a second while Cobus figures this one out. I think he went into the wrong StreamYard setup. Or I did. It's one of the two, but I seem to be live. So I think he can join us here. So Cobus, hello, join this stream. Yes, this is the stream, Cobus, you've been looking for. This is the stream you have been looking for, Cobus.
Thank you very much, Darko. Sorry, it's one of those let me just make sure everything is right. Okay, cool. Everything is on. Literally just as I was about to go live, I realized my daughter just came running into the room. So welcome everybody to the next installment of AWS Africa Office Hours reInvent style with my room, as you can see, in reInvent mode. I decided to leave it like this and not zoom in too much. So what I generally, actually, let me do it quickly. So what I do for reInvent is you zoom in like this, you twist it a little bit like that, and all of a sudden I have a non-logoed background that just looks nice.
That's very
But
cool.
This is actually the same background as normal. It's just like everything is, my bookshelf is twisted out of the way and all of those fun things. So yeah, welcome everyone. reInvent is on for those that are not aware.
It is.
And Darko is laughing at me because we've got way too many things going on.
There's so many things happening right now, but yeah, this is the reInvent. I actually did an introduction, Cobus. I've acted as you. I said, welcome to the Africa Office Hours without your host.
So, except Darko, you made a mistake. You didn't brand us correctly. There we go.
Okay, doesn't matter. It's
the
same thing. It's the same thing.
It's not quite the same thing, but yeah.
It's almost the same thing. Hey, Rajesh.
Bean streaming is tomorrow. Africa Office Hours today. EMEA AMA yesterday. Okay, don't get confused.
So many streams. So yeah, please continue. I apologize.
Yes. So no worries. So reInvent. Today's session, just for those that are joining us, we are here to help answer questions as per usual, but also given that it's reInvent, we're probably going to be geeking out a bit about some of the releases and things that have been happening with reInvent and all of those. So if you've got any questions about any of the announcements, there are some we'll be able to talk about, some we won't, purely because we don't necessarily know about them or haven't dug into them in detail, because even for some of the embargoed services, we don't know about them up front. We might know there's something in that shape somewhere coming, but we also often only find out once it's gone public.
Yep.
Cool. And hey, Rajesh Palraj, I think, if I pronounce that correct.
It's Rajesh.
Rajesh. Okay. Yeah, so
we are here to help answer questions. If you have any burning questions regarding AWS or reInvent or whatever, we would potentially like to answer. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I must say, my still thing is from yesterday's discussion that we had is that I'm still very, very keen on Proton. I really want to dig into it more because I see that as being like so powerful.
I have no opinion on it, to be honest. Like, I have not had a chance to look at it. So, and one of the things I had problems with in the past is that I would hear about a service and just hear tidbits about it from people, and then I have a completely wrong picture what that service is about. So I really want to dig into it to see if it is actually useful. Because here's the thing. When CodeStar came out, CodeStar for me seemed like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is just great. It gives you everything on a single button click with all the bells and whistles. Turns out it's not that amazing. So I just want to make sure that this what we release. And I would always like to preface this: Proton is in preview. Do not use it for production. Be wary of that. It is probably missing features, and those features will come. So it's always up here for making it much better. So from that perspective,
Let me quickly bring up the screen because I'd like us to talk about this share screen. Where's that button? The button's going to work, hopefully. I won't drop off the stream. There we go. Okay. So the thing that gets me excited, if we scroll down here to the actual visuals. So if we think about like CloudFormation templates, we already have the ability for someone to build a CloudFormation template and put it on or upload it. And then what you can do is, you can upload and say, cool, drop down menu, fill in the parameters and all of those things, and poof, off it goes and creates your infrastructure. Yeah. That still means you need to interact with CloudFormation directly, and you can have a template file and you can use different template files and change it. So that kind of like, there's a bit, and then the problem comes in like, okay, so we want to change the infrastructure because we've got 15 or 20 teams, the pattern that they use. Now you've got a new template. Now you have to go to each team and say, hey, listen, please, can you go change this? Please, can you go change this? That's normally fine for the first attempt or two, but then after attempt 3 or 4, they normally get annoyed. And I actually had this, which means you need to worry about how do I version these? How do I keep track of them? Sorry, I just quickly have to deal with this. Give me a second.
We're getting spam. Ooh.
Yeah, it's just annoying. Let me fix it. Don't worry. I'll sort it out.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Cool. Let me just switch into moderator mode.
Ignore the spam. Is this on the official channel? Yeah, it is. Or on yours?
No, this is on my channel, I think. Channel. Let me go. I think it's on my channel. There we go. Yeah. Sorry, apologies, people. Just let's quickly figure this out. Remove.
It's the spam bots.
Yeah, how do I ban spam? How do I actually ban? Sorry, this is not really. Am I really that famous now that I need to worry about this? There we go. Cool. Okay. Right, where were we? We were talking about versioning. Okay. So the problem comes in, and let me scroll down to that. It's like when you bring out these new templates, because the way I did this was with Terraform at one place where we had I literally wrote a little make file that would reclone the central or a version or a tag version for a specific version of the infrastructure. Then you run a little upgrade command, and then it'll upgrade the local thing. So it was easier, but it was still a, hey, team, can you please do that? Or, hey, Quibus, let me go into 30 or 40 different repos and doing it. So I even had a bash script that did that whole pull, upgrade, and push. It is not awesome. It is not fun. So what this does is it allows you to create these different template versions. So you can see over here. Let me make it just a little bit bigger. Oh, wait, wrong screen. Here. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, sorry, I forgot. Now, how do I exit this?
Control Command 8. Oh no,
Control
it's
Command.
no, sorry, it's Windows. Sorry, Mac is Control Command 8. Oh, God,
wait. I think I remember now.
What did you do?
I need to go here. This is, I can't even see my own screen. Now you can see all the darker stuff.
I'll remove your screen. Tell me. I'll remove it.
Yeah, remove the screen for now until I can find.
But I have a question regarding this. So like what you're showing me right now, I know that Proton has other features, but for me, this is service catalog.
Yes, the difference being is this also brings service catalogs. Just here's a list of templates, but you still have to run them and install them. Where this is also the versioning of it, so you can keep track of who's on what version, and then you can actually also do the upgrades for them.
Okay, I get it. Because with Service Catalog, you just get a portfolio of things you can launch and use, and that's when people can just click a bunch of buttons and have their stacks provisioned without ever having them interact with CloudFormation at all. So, but apparently this has some additional features to it as well. So,
yes.
So this is the thing that I am trying to figure out what's with Proton and all that stuff. But again, I have no experience with it right now, and I really cannot talk about it too much. But I'm keen to see how it works like, and especially because Kobus, yourself and myself, we talk a lot about infrastructure as code and all of those things. So I think that is very, very cool. So it could
Okay.
be pretty much useful. So yeah.
Okay. I am finally back into a window where I can see what's going on. That was
Okay.
not a fun experience. This is a Windows thing. It's like, I don't know what the shortcut is. I have pressed it once or twice. It goes into super zoomed mode, and then you have to press some key combination to get out of it again. And I have been struggling with that.
It's excellent for demos.
Um,
So
yeah, I will try and remember that one day. Cool. Yeah, so just quickly, let's pop my screen back up again. Add to stream. Then I'm going to stick with just the normal, make it bigger. There we go.
okay.
Okay. And this is the thing. So you can see over here also the status of the templates. If you
Okay.
look,
Yeah.
sorry,
What?
the what I'm seeing in terms of my mouse and when my mouse is on the shared Steam, the screen is different. But I'm going to give up now. I don't know what's going on anymore. But I mean, basically, so that's part of it. It's like you can publish the new versions, and you can also then, I believe, you can see down here what versions is that, what templates they're running on. Well, okay. Sorry, I can't get my mouse up to the 3. So you can see over there
Yeah, we
a
can
bit
see it.
higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see them. So that to me is where the power comes in. It's like, because remember, if you think service catalog, you will have a set of CloudFormation templates, and you
Right.
need the team to go pick them. And actually, you still need to work with the team to convince them to go pick a new one if you've got a
Fair
new
point. Yeah.
one. And this is the difference: is that this now allows you to have them or do it for them and help
Yeah.
them with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this to see how this works and the compatibilities and and that's the point, like it will be missing a lot of things initially, so do not write it off out of the box because it's a service in preview, and it's also well it's just got released, so like a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
things at AWS, it takes a while for it to become very fleshed out and the thing you want. But yes, if you're trying this out, absolutely do come back to us with your suggestions and comments and how can we make this better. So that would be very cool.
No, definitely.
Let me actually share
And
something. There's a really nice blog post by our colleague Adrian. Adrian Hornsby made a really nice digest of the of reInvent so far. He wrote a blog post on Medium, so it is pretty cool. I just posted a link in the chat. So it's a really quick, it's a really nice blog post to read to about a couple of things that have been released and with all the links and all the stuff and his comments on it. So worth a read, definitely. But yeah, we had a nice discussion yesterday on this topic, and one thing that that came up yesterday, or not yesterday, on the first day, was the ability to run Lambda functions in containers, right? So we launched the ability to you have this Docker RIM image that basically runs a Lambda function. So in the Twitter's ever present genius, Kelsey Hightower, the person, I'm not sure what Kelsey does. I think Kelsey's part of Google and Kubernetes, something like that. So Kelsey ran Lambda on Cloud Run, the Run Cloud, the Google's serverless platform. That was really fun. So now you have technically the ability to run Lambda functions anywhere. So that is pretty neat. So
un momento, por favor. My dog is being annoying at my door. I'll be back in a second.
that's fine. That's fine. It's always okay with the dog. So, but yeah, now with the ability to actually run Lambda functions within containers, basically gives you the ability to provision your Lambda functions at anything that will support running containers. So that is pretty nice. So yeah, fun. Also, Babelfish. Babelfish is a very interesting service.
That's a big one, yeah.
It's a big service. So let me actually read the post here. Babelfish for Amazon Aurora is the new translation layer for Amazon Aurora that enables Aurora to understand queries from applications written for Microsoft SQL Server. So migrations are hard. Database migrations are harder. So migrating your application to work with a different database engine can be, how to put it lightly, traumatic.
Challenging.
Challenging. Okay. So having a translation layer between your application and a new engine because you want to get away from licensing, you want to embrace something open source. This is something that Babelfish can help you with, basically by being this translation layer between your application and the database. And for everybody who's older out there, you may know the Babelfish reference. So in both ways, I got made fun of yesterday of not knowing what Babelfish is, but I know what Babelfish is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm teasing.
Kubus, speaking of old stuff,
Yes.
can I hijack the stream for a second? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just gonna do some ASMR for a second. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Just listen, and everybody else on the stream listen. That was the sound on the Windows 3.1 laptop booting. Did you hear the
Ooh,
hard?
nice.
Did you hear the hard disk drive?
Oh yeah, that's scratching.
Yeah. Gets me every time.
I have to get myself an old modem so I can get that dial-up sound again, because that was just like childhood memories.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw this big old poster somebody had, like a massive poster that has the entire modem connection sound presented in one of those sound graphs, because everything on that sound makes, like, especially the connection sound has what it does. Like there's like 3 checksum checks, and there's like attempt number 1, attempt number 2, and all those sounds mean something. So that's pretty cool. I love that. So
Oh yeah. It's probably because I don't know if you've ever done any kind of like low-level embedded hardware programming where you have to initialize an LCD screen or not.
yes, I did it with the dot matrix screens. I did.
Yeah. So you know about the 4-bit, 8-bit, 4-bit, and that's how you make sure that you're in the right mode. It's
Yes.
So for those not familiar with it, so when you have these screens, if they, depending on which mode they were in last, you never know what mode it was. So when you want to send it commands, they typically support like either like 4-bit or 8-bit wide instruction sets, but you don't know which mode it's in and last. So what you do is you go send it the one that you wanted in to say go to 8-bit mode. And then 8-bit mode, you set it the command saying go to 4-bit mode, and then you start, for example, sending commands through in 4-bit, because then in both scenarios, if it was an 8-bit, it would have ignored the first instruction, then taken the second instruction, go to 4-bit mode. If it wasn't 4-bit mode, it would go to 8-bit and would go from 8-bit back to 4-bit again. And that just got me when I started with this. I'm like, come on, but you understand why.
You have to think of all the things. But I remember. So now this is complete deviation. I'm sorry for hijacking. But like when I was teaching, I was giving a lesson to some students back in premium support. They came to join my session on basics of computing and something like that. And I was explaining them network communication, how modems used to work, and like those are young kids. Like those were like kids born in the year 2000, right? And they were flabbergasted by the fact that you can convert sound into data. But most modems were basically converting sound into data. But that's how it works. It's literally analog signals to digital. That's what modem means, modulator, demodulator. So that's why it kind of works. So, but it's a pure ADC conversion, right? Or not ADC? Yes, ADC.
Yeah, analog to digital. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's like there are so many ways you can actually represent data. It's fascinating. I mean, if you think about your FM radio, that means frequency modulation. So in terms of how the frequency is squished and moved like that, that's how you send across the ones and zeros effectively, or the sampled data at least.
But FM in this case, FM modulation is using analog. It's analog signals.
It's analog. Yeah.
The radio you listen to is analog, but you can use FM for transferring digital data as well. And I've seen people use these things like old monitors. You can actually transfer data between different things using monitors with monitor flicker. So,
I mean, it's one of those, like, if you've got two buildings, one of the high bandwidth ways to connect them is actually you've got two little lasers and receivers, and you go like shoot laser beams across. Not the let's burn the building in half kind of lasers, in case people are wondering. Just the light. Yeah.
Amazing. When are we getting the AWS dial-up as a service, right? How would you name the AWS dial-up service?
No, we've covered this. Remember, it's the CloudFormation for fax.
CloudFormation.
Yes, that's the one I will release next year for April 1st. It's like it's dial-up CloudFormation where you can fax through your CloudFormation template, because in certain scenarios people are not able to establish a connection long enough for CloudFormation to complete. So instead of trying to upload the file, send us the fax. And then we'll scan it on our side, run it through TextRact, and then from there, if the JSON actually is valid and passes, we'll upload it for you to S3 and then have CloudFormation kick off.
Exactly.
And then what will happen, here's the best part, it will call you back and send the output from CloudFormation so you can double check that it actually worked.
You get this big old event printout. Oh man. And of course, because you forgot to terminate your JSON properly, it will fail.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Penuma TV Gateway Load Balancer.
Yes.
How come it,
Yeah.
has that been launched? I'm not aware of anything like that.
I also heard something about that. Yes, it has been launched, so I don't have to
Let's find
be
out what it
uncomfortable.
is. Let's find out what it is.
Where's the
Yeah,
yeah?
here's the
So
behind the scenes. We don't know all the things that are being launched. So and
let me show you how we sometimes learn or often learn.
exactly.
Cool.
Introducing, but this was launched a while ago. So Gateway.
Yeah,
Load
November
Balancer.
on my birthday. Now people know what my birthday is.
Ooh.
Ingress routing. Oh, yes. Okay. So I remember reading this. So basically, if I understand correctly, with the ability with VPC ingress routing, you can create an elastic network interface and all traffic goes there and then from there somewhere else.
Correct.
That obviously is useful for sending everything to one place. And I believe the gateway load balance allows you to scale third-party applications that then handle that for you, because having just the one elastic network interface, it needs to be attached to, let's say, an EC2 instance. If that instance goes down, it breaks, no traffic can go in or out of your VPC. That's bad.
Okay.
So this allows you to, when you're doing that with the application that you use to actually process that traffic, so third-party systems, firewalls, or whatever it is, to actually have the gateway scale those for you and keep the right number for the amount of traffic you got in up and running, and also scale out if need be and scale in again when you don't need the capacity. That's my short version of what I understand about that. There's obviously a whole lot of routing details in here. So you can see over here, boom, 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 some nice diagrams of how it works and
this
routing
is mostly
between VPCs.
this is mostly for appliances, right? When you have an ingress routing thing, that's something that will do some packet inspection or something, like an EC2 appliance that will run. And this is very useful for that. So. Okay, interesting. I've never had a chance to. I remember reading about this. Like I've had it. Actually, not reading the document. I've been reading that somebody mentioned the gateway load balancer, and that's about how much. Oh man, I remember when I was concerned what will happen when we have 200 services. There we go.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be fun, and I know this year's we actually Darko, we need to run a quiz. Or a quiz show in early January when we've got a little bit more breathing room, where we take all the non-obvious names and see if we can name them all.
Like I would like
naming
to
is hard.
I would like to have 10 service names to see which ones are fake. Like try to guess which one is fake. Yeah. So.
Yeah, because the challenge with them. Well, that's the thing. So naming is hard. I can understand what is the challenge, because. So one side of the fence, you go and name things like that are not obvious names. Neptune is not nobody. It doesn't, unless you know it's a graph database. It won't easily be thing. Or on the other side of the spectrum, you go systems manager, session manager. It does exactly what it tells you. It manages your session as part of systems manager. But then you also get people saying, "Oh, why is this such a long name?" type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So systems manager has a lovely reputation with giving things names with the manager included. So some things manager. I would like to have a systems manager. So that's, so you can manage your managers, because you will have so many stuffs that are managers within systems manager. So you will have systems manager. But yeah.
We need to get two more people, and we can be the new gang up for defining all the patterns.
Exactly. So yeah, but yeah. I would agree. One of the best service names that I think we gave, and it kind of plays its audience, is a bracket. So it's the quantum computing thing. Bracket is a thing in quantum computing, and I was initially like, oh, what's a stupid name? What, bracket? Oh, it's like brackets. And then somebody from the audience, actually, bracket is. I'm like, okay, there we go. So probably from people who are interested or are into quantum computing, they already know what bracket is, and when you tell them, hey, a service called bracket, they probably would know that it is for them. So Okay, so
Oh yeah. Another nice comment here. So just for those who are not familiar with this, so firstly, AWS Amplify is a service that allows you to. It's it's not a service, it's more framework because it
it's a
uses
framework,
a
yeah.
whole host of other AWS services to actually make it easy to deploy specific types of applications. So, for example, single page web apps, static web apps, single page web apps, JavaScript apps we use like DynamoDB for the database, and you might want some text search with Elasticsearch, and it connects all of that up with you with very little work on your side. And what they launched is a new pop-out dashboard, which means you don't have to do all the clicking inside the AWS console. You can actually use that to do it. I haven't actually checked. Is it a standalone app or does it run inside the console?
I don't know. Yeah. The amplified admin UI? I
Yeah.
have no idea. I have no idea.
Once again, let us show you.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh, Marcia did this. Cool.
Oh, Marcia. Yeah.
Marcia
Maybe we
did
should
this.
invite her to this explain.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's an admin UI. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it pops out.
UI.
I really wonder what's going on with my mouse. It's not. Yeah.
Param TV says that it's
Outside of the
actually
console.
outside the console. Interesting.
There's a step here for local setup instructions.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it says there actually. It says in the title. It says on 10 a step for managing your thing outside of the console. Okay, perfect. So it gives you the ability to actually give access to people who don't have access to the AWS console. So I think that is very, very, very cool.
Yeah,
I think a
nice
lot of nice things came out of Amplify. So that is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, no, this is actually quite nice. Yeah.
Buenos dias,
and Patuca. Yeah, buenos dias. That is about the extent of my Spanish, unfortunately. I think I can still order 2 beers.
I know how to order beers, and I know how to say I don't speak Spanish. No habla español.
And thank you, de nada.
No, de nada is you say when somebody tells you thank you. It's you're welcome.
Oh, wait.
Gracias. Gracias is thank you.
Gracias, there we go.
De nada you say when somebody
says.
Yes,
de nada means it's nothing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, or if you can order 2 beers, so you can say 2 cervezas, por favor, and that's it. So, but yeah, I spent like 3 weeks in Colombia without a word of Spanish. So it's been interesting.
Yeah, no, it's the same as like picking up like a couple of like key phrases just when you go to another country is so useful because what I found is like it's rude. I think it's rude, and that's why you often get like people like being annoyed when you just hit them with English. But if you at least try to help them in their own, or engage with them in their own language, and then make it clear that this is not a language then they get English. And the other interesting thing I found is that, especially if they realize that you are not native English. So, for example, English is not my first language.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
What
else? Yeah, so just quickly for those that have joined us, see we've got a couple of people who have joined us now on the half-hour mark almost. This is the AWS Africa office hours. Generally, we are here to answer questions. We don't limit it to people from Africa, so you can ask us any AWS tech question, AWS question, tech career question. We also love geeking out about DevOps and old tech and old hardware specifically between the two of us. So chat to us about what you think is interesting. And we are going to be talking quite a bit about some of the reInvent releases, because obviously this is the first week or 3 weeks plus 2 days stint of reInvent. They've announced the second set of sessions for January 12, 14, I believe. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, it's now been added to the schedule. Yeah. So there is a lot of content coming up. So if you haven't yet signed up, definitely head over to, let me get the link quickly. It's reInvent.
Do we know what's the number of sessions at reInvent this year? I have like feeling that it's like much more than normal. So, but yeah, so
I think it's less actually.
Oh,
I want to say it's less because it's digital. Because when we had to do quite a lot of recording for this, so there's the link for reInvent. If you haven't yet registered, you can do it. It's a completely free event. Normally, reInvent is our conference that we have in person in Las Vegas once a year at the end of the year. It's a paid event, so you normally have to buy a ticket and then travel to Las Vegas to go to the sessions and then run around like crazy. Because we hosted across, I believe, 8 different casinos last time I checked. And Vegas is big. I've only been once, and it was the biggest surprise for me. It's like Vegas is huge. Like front door to the actual conference area in a casino takes you 7-8 minutes of walking, nonstop, and that's at a
And if you get
Yeah.
lost in the Venetian is the one of the hotels where the biggest things happen. Well, that's the Keynote Hotel, right? And I remember walking into the Venetian, and it took me like 20 plus minutes to
Mm,
get to where I want. So it's like
yeah.
it's massive. It's like its own cities. No, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
If you do not get lost, that's absolutely so. And I got lost. I think in the Venetian I got lost a few times.
Same.
So it is. And Kobus,
No, the first time it's
last year on reInvent, I missed you. You weren't there because your kid was getting born, right?
indeed. I
And
decided that, of the life choices I get to make, that was the one I wanted to most.
absolutely, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I remember meeting all the other developer advocates. So I think quick thing. Last year at reInvent, I was still a specialist solution architect, but I was just joining this DA team. So I was just meeting them all besides Kobus. But the pleasure to meet Kobus earlier that year in London. So, but yeah, it's
I don't remember him because I just went, oh, this is another essay in me.
meh, peasant.
I'm joking. I'm
Oh
joking.
man,
That London one was for me particularly stressful.
yes.
Yeah, I was supposed to do a talk, and then at literally like the day before decided rather not, because I wasn't comfortable with the material, and it was on security, and you do not want to do a bad presentation on security.
Oh
So
yes, oh yes.
yeah.
Regarding the reInvent sessions, they're going to be streaming multiple times, and they're going to also be made on demand. So I'm sure they're
Yeah.
going to be made available on demand in the fullness of time. But I'm not really sure when and what at one point. I know that some of the streams are getting by Friday, right? Somebody
Yeah.
mentioned by
Well, this
Friday.
week, like the keynote things, you can rewatch on Friday, but they will be on demand inside this platform that we're using
Yeah.
for reInvent. And then generally, but once again, I don't want to speak out of turn because I haven't seen it confirmed. We generally put all of
Right.
our reInvent videos on YouTube as well at some
Correct.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and if you miss some of the things, ask the speakers to help. So, I'm sure they
Yeah.
have a recording of it somewhere. And speaking of recording, I have a single recording. I have finished my last recording on Monday. And I'm supposed to like. There's an approval process. They record you. You watch the video. Actually, they record you. They edit you. They send you the video just to make sure that it's all okay, and you have to approve it. But I'm still waiting to approve mine. So, but fun times.
Yeah.
It's-
Morning, Kanir.
Hey, Kanir. Oh, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been on stream for a while, so there you go. But also, Kobus, I've been not doing my streams for like 2 months. I have not done my own stream for 2 months, and it's just because of
Time.
the time, reInvent fatigue. It's been really really busy. Hopefully, by next year, I'm gonna restart them again. And right now in Serbia, I would struggle to do them due to the fact that I have no equipment here properly to do my stream. So, but yeah. So Pikachu, your buddy. Any AWS Cloud certificates from beginners to advanced? I want to apply AWS Cloud support associate role. So you are in luck. I used to be in AWS Premium Support, working with Cloud Support Associates, especially if you're talking about AWS. To be honest, those are not required, but they are really useful. Like, of course, with the Cloud Practitioner, if you have never had experience with Cloud or very low experience with Cloud, that's just a great way to start. The associate levels are the things you should check out. So the SA associate is like, I would say, the catch-all thing. But the operations and developer ones are kind of like very much connected to each other. So that would be my experience. I would say it's not mandatory, but it gives you the great grasp of the cloud, especially because in premium support you do not support everything, but it's useful to know all the things, or at least be aware of all the things.
Yeah, no, definitely. So what I've got here on screen for you is that these are so for those not familiar, these are the different certificates available that you can get, and you can see that we divide them in levels. Well, I can't because my mouse is still weird. Foundational at the bottom, which just introduces you to cloud concepts and things. Then associated one step up, and then professional are the higher ones, and then on the side are the speciality ones. We want to focus on very specific things like networking or security or machine learning, etc. So.
Yep. There's a lot of specialty ones, and they're coming up. There's a couple of, all of them coming up, new specialty certifications. So be on the lookout for new things and new ways to kind of solidify your knowledge. And I say that certificates are nice, right? Having a piece of paper that proves that you are knowledgeable in X is great. But I think the entire journey to get to that is just, that's the key value, because you have to learn things. And one of the things I found about having these certificates compared to some other certificates is that it's very difficult to cheat. In a sense, when I say cheat, I mean like getting question dumps and just learning them.
Yeah, no, you can't. Too much info.
too much information, especially on the professional ones. On professional ones, you have a story to read, and then each answer is a story. So it is something. It is something special.
Yeah, I do believe the Alexa one is being. I think that's the one that's being discontinued. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So you haven't had it. I kind of feel like I want to go get it now before we miss it. Very big thing on FOMO.
Is the Alexa one on like developing for Alexa or?
Yeah, it's building a skill.
Skill.
For
Okay.
Alexa, yeah.
Okay. Because I did not have a chance to look into that. Okay, that's very cool. Building skills for Alexa is fun because you get to play around with Lambda functions. And you can it's I wouldn't call it easy by any means. It's not easy, but it's fun. It's approachable. It's easy to start, but it is. I did a few, so I even run a small workshop for folks to how can they train, or not train, teach their Alexas. Well, I can say Alexa here. I have no Alexa here. Teach their Alexas to well speak to them back. So pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And then, we just had a nice comment on Twitter because we're streaming there as well that we apparently look like two of us. And yes, we are twins, just from different mothers in different countries and different continents.
Correct. Did you get a comment?
Yeah, I got a comment on Twitter, yeah.
Oh, man. Yes, so. we like to milk that joke quite a bunch. So yes, if you ever see us together.
And we have great plans for future live events. We've now extended it. I think we've already got 3 different scenarios we want to do.
Exactly.
So, yeah. I like my latest one the most. And for those that are interested, it's one of us starts on stage with the microphone presenting with one of those horse heads on.
Yeah.
Except it's not the person on stage talking. It's actually the other one that's in the back of the audience hall. And then sometime during the middle of the session, we want to say, okay, cool. That person starts walking to the front. And the person on stage, and then pulls off the horse hat on stage. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get approval for doing something like that.
We have a lot of ideas to kind of milk this thing out, so it's pretty fun. Tom Telecom, should there be a deep racer specialty? I don't know. I mean, I'm all for specialties, but I think that's when it comes to deep racer, I think it's a more machine learning specialty where you're focused in, because deep racer is, I wouldn't say nothing more, but it's nothing more than reinforcement learning. And deep racer in itself is just a toy that helps you do more with reinforcement learning. So that's architects. Okay, so OSPFISA actually, is that an I? I don't know. OSP FLSA 7 confirms that architect certs are the best place to start. And I would definitely agree with that. So architect certifications are definitely the best way to start because they give you a broad brush of things to learn and to know, while operations or developer are very similar. I must say the questions and the concepts are very similar to those things, but they just kind of skew towards one or the other a bit more. So so for sure.
So I'm just quickly tidying up my deep racer because I took it off the bookshelf because I moved everything around, and it's full of dust. So here we go. Here is a non-dusty deep racer for those that are interested. So it's got a little camera in the front, and it uses machine learning to actually take photos and analyze them on the device. So it doesn't send it up to the cloud. You train it in the cloud, and then
and it uses the Intel. What is the name of the chip?
Atom.
Ooh, I remember.
Intel Atoms.
It uses Intel Atom, but it has a specific Inferentia chip on it that does image processing. Is it Inferentia? I don't know. It uses a specific chip for image processing built by Intel. So it's not just a run-of-the-mill computer. It has some specific hardware on it as well. So, but it is a PC built by Intel and us, and it's running actually Ubuntu, which is wonderful. It runs Linux, and you just upload that to it, and it just goes. Very fun.
Yeah. Cool. We've got some questions here that we want to quickly dig into. The first one is this one, which is on, we introduced Mac OS instances. What are those about? So basically it is, it's the Mac 1.metal instances. So it's a full Mac Mini that you then have access to. And our colleague Seb has actually done a nice video on how to connect with it using VNC that you can then use and run whatever Mac apps or compiling or app building you want to do on it, and then you use it like a machine that you connect to remotely, effectively. So it depends on what you want to do on it. I can see obviously there's a big use case for building iOS applications and publishing from there. So thanks, Docker. We just pasted the link there for it. So that's basically what it is. And it literally is a case of we took a whole bunch of Mac Minis and now connected them, and you can now access that Mac Mini on its own.
Correct.
So there's that one. The horsehead one, yes, we can try that on Twitch, although it'll be hard with the audio to figure out how to work that. The other one we want to do is that, yeah, it's where we are actually in the same location, but with green screen versions of these backgrounds. And then when I do something like, wait, which one? I'm going to go this way now. When I do something like this, I actually grab Darko. See?
That would be fun.
Yes, because that would be a fun doing a stream together like that. Then also we've got a question here on Amazon Honeycode. Wait. I'm driving.
Okay,
yes.
Sorry.
Pricing is per number of users instead of EC2 style billing of pay-per-use. I actually don't know what the reason is behind that. I think it's because of the way the app works, in the sense that there's no real running cost of the app.
Correct. There's no.
Yeah.
The Honeycode applications are basically just. People hate me for this, but it's a glorified access database, right? So it's you have these tables, and there's nothing that's running in the back that you care about. There's no executions. There's no uptime. There is no whatever. Like, it's just a pay per user kind of a thing. And I think it's not the only thing we have pay per user. For example, we have work docs can be work docs are pay per user.
QuickSight is pay per user.
So there are a couple of things that are, it's literally SaaS as a SaaS service. So that's why it works. It's don't think of it as a compute unit. It's not something that you do compute. You do, but it's not that kind of a thing. It's basically like QuickSight or like Work Docs and Work Mail. It's pay per user plus some other things. So that is something definitely that.
I must say, I was actually quite impressed with it. Yeah, I actually quite enjoyed playing with it.
Let me show my stuff. Right? Can I show my stuff?
Cool. Can you? I don't know, hey?
I had a video on Honeycode if you want to check out. So I'm gonna paste the video here and put some money in the jar. Honeycode. Where is Honeycode?
Actually, also because I must just chat with our internal people, see if I can release my webinars that I did this year on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Because I know that we've got them on a website. Let me see. Webinars, yes, I think, because we're doing housekeeping and moving things around.
Yeah.
No, it's not yet back. Yeah, we're still in the process, because it happens every now and again. We have to clean up and sort out systems. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. So again, this is a stream I did before on Honeycomb, so you can check it out for sure. But we did a lot of more content, and as Kobe said, we have some of our content actually hosted on official AWS resources, not in all the things. So we can always have a look into moving them somewhere else. So okay, Pikachu. Another question from Pikachu regarding certification. Do I go for AWS Solution Architect Associate certification as I got Cloud Practitioner one earlier, or there's nothing earlier? That's it. So you have Cloud Practitioner. Then the next level is Associate, be it that SA, Developer, or Operations. I would aim for SA because, again, wide grasp of things. So that would be my suggestion here.
And also definitely go for an associate one first. You don't have to do the associate before you do one of the professional ones anymore, but it is a good idea to, in terms of if you haven't been building on AWS that long, because associate, you can kind of like do a book study and pass. The professional ones, not easily. You actually have to have practical experience.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. Yeah, professional requires actual experience with AWS, and it's just because of the way the questions are framed and the things you need to answer kind of require you to get things from experience. So, hence the professional thing. So, and I like that because not everybody can go ahead and just cram to a professional exam. Makes it a bit more valuable.
Sorry for yawning on stream there. I had a live stream last night talking about EKS Anywhere and the EKS distro, the Amazon EKS distro that we released. And then I had a couple of calls off that. What is EKS
distro? Tell me about it.
It is a open source distribution of Kubernetes that you can easily install locally and run. So, for example, partnered up with a couple of other partners. For example, you can, with Ubuntu, using Snap, actually just go snap install EKS, and it'll actually install out a version of it, and has a couple of things pre-bundled and pre-installed, like the IAM authenticator and other parts of basically standardizes how to install Kubernetes on-prem if you wanted to. So it just makes it super easy. Yeah.
That's very cool.
In terms of the distribution running and how it runs. So it's not just like everybody's special version with these plugins and that plugins and all of the other fun things where, yeah.
Right. That's very cool. I have not had a chance to look at it, but I've heard like distribution. First thing that came to my mind, like, oh, Linux distribution, but no, fair point.
Well, it's similar in the sense that it's Kubernetes, but it's a specific distribution of Kubernetes. It's like with a couple of other things added onto it, like you would have with the Linux distribution. Speaking of, quick segue before we go into the questions, if you have never looked at this graph, and let me quickly bring it up to you, because even people who know Linux, if I can spell Linux distributions wiki, this blew my mind the first time I saw it. Yes, here we go. Let's bring my screen up again. And Darker, you must have seen this. Oh, wait, no, this one. I'll bring Darker back. There we go.
Yes,
have you seen this image on the right? Yes. Okay. So let me make this bigger. Oh, wait. No. Oh.
I broke it again, Cobus.
Oh, I figured out what the shortcut is this time. Okay, this one. There we go. Let's make it bigger. Cool. So what you can see over here is that is the family tree of the different Linux flavors. So let me quickly pop that open for you, because this really is a treat if you've never seen this before. Let me just quickly fix this. There we go.
You should make a t-shirt
yeah, so we're going to make this bigger. So what you can see is if you go down all the way here, Debian started. These are all the flavors of Debian. Yep. You can see all the different names, and what this is when they started. If you go to the right, you can see when they stopped being supported, when they're still going, what the other ones are, and all of this. So this is just Debian. Then you've got over here, you've got SLS. There was Slackware initially, and a bunch of things popping off here, and then you've got Red Hat as well, and you can see obviously Red Hat going as well, and then you've got Enoch, which is the source of Gentoo, which is here in the middle. And then you've got some other ones here as well, like that are just on their own, that aren't branched.
You missed Arch, Cobus. Yes.
To be dead honest, this has actually surprised me. I was under the impression Arch was a split off from Gentoo somewhere, given that the way that they do the very similar package. Well, the approach is similar. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, like I said, this is, if you haven't done this, just go look on Wikipedia for Linux distributions. It is quite impressive and an eye-opener about how many distributions there are and what the histories behind them are. And especially, this is, But I mean, let's get back to our questions quickly. We've got a couple more on certification going on here. So firstly, here's one, which is from the softest. Technical project manager looking to learn more about AWS services. So far, I'm accustomed to EC2 and S3. What else are popular services I should look into learning? So the best thing I can recommend is actually to attend one of our Awesome Day events. There are free training events where it's basically an introduction to the cloud, the different concepts. So we talk about, for example, storage, and take you through S3, which is object store, versus EFS, which is a network file managed store, versus EBS, which is a network volume store, etc. And you get those different... that was just me kicking my cable, don't worry.
Yeah, I saw that.
Networking, all of those concepts. I would highly recommend attending one of our Awesome Days. I do believe there's actually one that should still be available online. Let me just see if I can find it. Awesome Day online. Is it this one? Yes, I think it's this one. Yeah. So this is the APJC one, yeah.
But I would echo what John P333 said. The services such as Lambda, DynamoDB, SQS, SNS, API Gateway, and Step Functions are key things to come when it comes to serverless development on AWS. Those are some of the one of the core services. Now we can always kind of point you in different things. Like the Awesome Day kind of explains all the things in one go, and there's a lot of things you can learn there from a beginning with AWS or beginning with the cloud. But I think there's a whole list of things you should look into, definitely.
Oh yeah, no, there's quite a lot of it. It's always interesting and fun. I know specifically DynamoDB is quite a bit of a mind shift, because a lot of people are used to building in relational databases, and then when you move to a non-relational database, you kind of still think of tables and columns, and you can obviously model it that way, but then it's quite different. it is a really, really interesting learning curve that as in figuring that out.
Yeah, and like if you go into the analytics and you go to machine learning, it's very difficult to say, hey, this is the main thing in AWS. There, it's because there's so many different flavors of the things you can do on the cloud. Saying just EC2 or S3 is the main thing to look into. Yeah, of course, those are big things, but so is DynamoDB, so is SageMaker, and so is Kinesis, and all those things, right? So there's a lot of things you can kind of look into to see what you want to do on AWS and what can you learn from AWS. But so good luck. Awesome day. I think that this link that Kobe said should be definitely the thing you should check out, right? Serverless certificate. Is there no serverless specialty? No. Yeah, fair point.
It's currently in the no certificate, bachelor certificate.
Yeah. Okay.
I had to get some dad joke in. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
It's been 50 minutes without dad jokes.
Oh my God, yeah. And wow, there's 50 of you as well watching us. Hello and welcome. Thank you very much for watching us live on stream. I know it's a busy week, and everybody who's following reInvent, getting more AWS content along the way might be a bit too much, but we do appreciate that you devote your time and your brain capacities or online stream watching capacities to watch two bald guys discuss technology and get sidetracked quite a lot. So yeah.
Squirrel. Yeah, but speaking of sidetrack, quickly, what I do want to do is I want to just quickly change our branding to the show that Darko and I do on Fridays and Mondays, which has been streaming, because you can get our details. Let me just find it quickly. Been streaming. Here we go. Boom. You can find all of our contact details here at the bottom, and I highly recommend that you follow us there because we do a lot of other things on the other channels, and we might not always be on this main AWS channel when we do the streaming and things. So. As Darko always says, give us a smash. What was it? Smash the like button or
smash the like button, the subscribe button. Although not the subscribe button on Twitch, because if you smash the subscribe on Twitch, you have to give money. So click the follow button on Twitch, and yes, give us a follow on the social medias, and we also exist on LinkedIn and I think Facebook and ICQ. Oh, and the Switch. There we go. Give us a Switch. I left mine at home, so I left mine in Berlin.
Mine is full of dust because I haven't had time to play games with it for probably a few weeks now.
There you go. So yes, Osps Fisa. You need to tell us how to pronounce your name. I would really like to. I have a struggle. There's a lot of consonants here. So I see AWS putting a lot of emphasis into Windows workloads. Is there something new, cool stuff coming out? I'm not really sure. I'm not aware of anything that's coming out for Windows. And to be honest, if we were, we wouldn't be able to tell you. But I don't know any. Honestly, I don't really know.
So just quickly, if you missed the start of the stream, we just quickly spoke about Babelfish.
Babelfish, yeah. That's a thing.
Which is it's an open source project translation layer to be able to take TSQL queries. So you use your normal database connector for that dialect to connect to Aurora Postgres version.
Yeah, I just posted a link to Adrian's blog about all the reinvents, all the reinvent digest what came out this week so far. Make sure to check it out. There's also Babelfish there as well.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm always proud to say when it comes to Windows is that we have the most Windows workloads in the world. So AWS has. We have more Windows workloads running on AWS than everywhere else. So pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, we've got more of that, and also just remember we've been running Windows workloads in the cloud longer than anybody else. So that's also we've learned a few things along the way. So it's always interesting because a lot of people don't associate us with Windows workloads where it is actually the majority. So it's good to let people know about that. Yeah. My first use case of Windows in AWS is actually a fun one because it was setting up a build server with Jenkins to build and deploy a game to Steam.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. It was someone I knew, and they were busy working on a game, and they then got me involved. So I helped out over weekends and in the evenings and things. So it was literally just a sideline project. Yeah. I got paid with a engraved bottle of whiskey that I still have somewhere in the house. It was that kind of like setup, like happy to help out, but now I helped them out with some of the automation because initially they had a machine sitting in someone's work office, and then every Friday they would do a local build, and then do a upload of a few gigs using an ADSL connection. And this was not the V8SL; it was the maybe a 10 meg line with maybe 1 meg up, and that obviously didn't scale and didn't work well. So my setup was that there was this Windows machine that had Unity 3D installed, and then also Jenkins. So to actually you boot it up, go into Jenkins, kick off the job. At the end of the job, it will shut down the machine as well after it uploaded successfully. Obviously, it ran beautifully, with one exception. At that point in time, we did not yet have any GPU instances. And Unity 3D, being an app that actually builds 3D games, requires 3D hardware. And there was an interesting flow. So how it worked is that when you fire it up for the first time, it checks the license key. If there's no license key, it brings up a little dialog that says, please enter your license key. So I would enter the license key, click OK. And then what would happen is it then obviously says, now we've got a valid license, let's start up. And then immediately crash because guess what? There's no 3D capabilities. However, that still persisted the activation key for that session somehow. Because then what you could do is you could then run the build. I don't know if it was in memory or somewhere. You could run the build successfully because the product is activated. And then you shut down Windows. And next time you boot it up, you do the same because it doesn't persist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was mostly automated, a little bit annoying, but not fully automated. But yeah, it worked. It was still,
it's a workaround.
It was miles better. Yeah, it was, yeah. I still remember one Friday evening we went out for after work drinks. So I was sitting in a bar somewhere with my laptop open, kicking off a Jenkins job, and someone actually walked past and we had a Jenkins discussion. It was fun.
It's always nice to have those geek encounters. I was in a crowded Dublin Luas. Luas is a tram in Dublin, and I had a shirt which it says no HUP, RM-RF, RM-RF, and then the ampersand. Yeah, and somebody from the other side of the tram was like waving to me and like. We got it, got you. So yeah. His office says, "Hey, I thought you couldn't work on games while working on Amazon." Oh,
well, I wasn't at Amazon. This was many years ago. Yeah. Unity 3.5 to give it a time frame.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's been a while. Yeah.
Oh man.
But
so pet servers. Oh my god, that's an entire story. And I still have. So there are requirements for pet servers. Don't get me wrong. There are sometimes you have to have pet servers, but there are people who still just completely think that having a dedicated server for all the things is great. And I have a friend who has that, and and this is something I'm helping him with. So there's a pet server out there he uses, and it's been up for 1,000 days so far. No reboots, nothing. And he asked me now, hey, can you help set up Node.js and PM2 on it because he wants to add something new to it. And I just logged in and it's running Debian 8, so it's a bit old, and I can't reboot. I mean, I can reboot, but it will take down all his production, so I have to plan to do that. I was thinking well, maybe I can set up Docker on it. I'm like, oh, I can't because this is the only thing, and if it goes away, I'm like, oh god, you need more, you need more servers or something better. But so a migration is in place.
But I do love that. I learned a new term for people like that recently who love the hardware and want to keep running on physical servers. Yeah. And once again, there are reasons for wanting to do that. But the term is what's it, a box hugger?
Box hugger, yeah.
And I associate so much because I've got a lot of hardware as well. I know Docker as well. I've got 2 or 3 microservers running here at home. I just love my hardware.
Oh, by the way, I'm supposed to get a server. I have a friend who, in a former company of mine, he has an extra IBM X235. I think it's like a old Xeon servers, 2 sockets, like a single core or something like that. So I'm gonna get a big box server to heat.
Oh, nice. Well, my one is actually really heated with this UPS and my desktop running. I recently installed some temperature sensors, the Sonoff ones. Oh, wait, hold on. We are on the hour, and we are
that's
because
what I
we're
wanted
running.
to. Yeah, I want to say that we don't want to go off the hour because there's some people potentially coming after
but
us.
Come and join us tomorrow at the same time.
At the same time.
We'll be talking bean streaming, and we will continue with my temperature sensors and how my office is being affected.
Yeah. So tomorrow's stream is a lot less focused on something. We're just gonna rant about technology and those things. So make sure to join us for an hour and a half of stuff. So yeah.
But with that, we're going to say goodbye now because we've got 20 seconds left before the next, I think, show begins, and we just need to be off by the hour already. Yeah. So thank you very much for joining us today, and I hope you found this useful as always.